Every week, millions of Americans stand in a grocery aisle comparing brand name ketchup to the store brand sitting right next to it. They assume there is a real difference. There is not. They are often made in the same factory, by the same machines, on the same day. The choice you think you have is a multi-billion-dollar illusion, engineered by the same 3 or 4 corporations. Step into any grocery store in America and take a look down the cereal aisle. The shelves seem to overflow with choices, rows of boxes, dozens of brands, every color and cartoon mascot fighting for your attention. But the choice is a mirage. Nearly 80% of those boxes, and the rest of the products around them, trace back to just 10 companies. Nestle, Unilever, PepsiCo, Kraft Heinz, and General Mills have built an empire behind the scenes, quietly snapping up competitors and locking down supply chains. What looks like competition is actually a tightly controlled market, engineered to keep you spending more than you need to. In 1990, there were over 34,000 food manufacturers in the United States, each contributing their own products and recipes to the mix. Grocery aisles carried more than 1 million unique SKUs, real diversity, real choice. Fast forward to today. The number of establishments has barely changed, but the output is anything but balanced. The top 10 conglomerates now control about 80% of everything you see on the shelf. The illusion of abundance, an illusion. Take a closer look at the cereal aisle. That map of brands? It's a spider web leading right back to the same handful of parent companies. General Mills owns Cheerios, Lucky Charms, and dozens more. Nestle and PepsiCo split up the rest. It's the same story in condiments, dairy, frozen foods, canned goods, the same factories, the same machines, sometimes the same recipe, just different boxes and labels. This is not competition. This is badge engineering, a system built to extract more money from you while offering less real choice every year. This consolidation is not an accident. It's the foundation for the next trick, making you pay a premium for a brand name, even when the product inside is identical to the store brand sitting next to it. The brand is the product now. Once you see the system, you cannot unsee it. Inside the walls of America's biggest food factories, the scam is hiding in plain sight. The same machines, the same workers, the same vats of tomato paste or corn syrup. One minute they are filling cans for a national brand. The next they are slapping a store label on what is, by every measurable standard, the exact same product. This is badge engineering. You are not paying for better food, you are paying to fund their Super Bowl commercials. Brand equity is the invisible tax you pay every grocery run. A former co-packer plant manager spells it out. We run the same steel-cut can line for Campbell's and for Kroger's private label in the same shift. The only difference is a changeover of the label applicator and a software update that tags the batch code. The product itself never changes. That's not a rare exception. It's the business model. Co-manufacturing contracts include label swap provisions, 1 run, 2 brands, 2 price tags. Both the store brand and the premium label get stamped with the same batch code because they come from the same batch. Exclusivity clauses keep the illusion alive, blocking outsiders from using the same plant for competing products, but they do not stop the line from churning out identical goods for both sides of the aisle. Quality control is performed once per batch, with the results shared between both brand owners. The legal paperwork creates a thin layer of independence, but the physical reality is shared down to the last ounce. If you have ever wondered why a store brand can of soup tastes exactly like the one with the famous label, now you know. You are not downgrading, you are removing the logo tax. Once you see the system, you cannot unsee it. Every time you reach for the familiar logo, you are not just buying food, you are paying for the privilege of believing in a brand. The numbers behind the grocery monopoly are as clear as they are infuriating. The biggest food companies in America pour between 15 and 25% of every sales dollar straight into advertising. That's not just the cost of a TV spot or a flashy display, it's the invisible tax built into every box, every can, every jar you toss in your cart. You are not paying for better ingredients or safer production. You are funding the marketing machine that keeps you loyal to a name. Consumer sensory researchers have been running the numbers and the taste tests. In a recent blind trial at the University of Illinois, 68% of participants could not tell the difference between a premium soup and its store brand twin. The same recipe, the same factory, the same batch code, just a different label. The supposed quality gap is a mirage, engineered by decades of psychological warfare in the form of Super Bowl ads and shelf placement fees. The price gap, though, is real. On average, you pay 30 to 40% more for the exact same product when it wears a national brand. The scam works because the brand is the product now. You are not downgrading when you pick the store brand. You are removing the logo tax. The evidence is right there in your grocery bill, hiding in plain sight. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And that realization is the first step toward beating the system and reclaiming your money. Proof of the scam sits in black and white, buried in government paperwork. When a food safety recall hits, the illusion of brand independence collapses. Take the 2022 canned soup recall at Hearthside Foods. The FDA official notice listed both Campbell's Cream of Chicken and Target's Good and Gather Chicken Soup. Two products, two brands, but stamped with the exact same lot code, HSC 2022-07015. That code is not a coincidence. It means both cans rolled off the same line, filled from the same vat, checked by the same quality inspector. The only difference is the label glued on at the end of the shift. Dig deeper into the recall PDF and you'll find the packing slip. The manifest shows a single truckload leaving Hearthside's dock, split between pallets for Campbell's and Target. The batch code matches across every document, every can. This isn't a loophole, it's the rule. When a defect is discovered, both brands are yanked from shelves because they are the same product. The evidence is irrefutable. You're not just being overcharged for a name, you're being sold the same soup twice, once for you, once for the shareholders. When you see the lot code, you see through the scam. Here is how you start beating the grocery monopoly right now. Forget the marketing, forget the packaging. There are 5 categories where the scam is most obvious and the savings are real: dairy, canned goods, frozen vegetables, cooking oils, and condiments. These 5 cover 85% of the products that fill a typical family's cart. The numbers do not lie. According to Nielsen HomeScan data, a 4-person household spends about $6,800 a year on these staples. Swap every name brand for its store brand twin, and you cut that bill by an average of 31%. That is not a coupon or a one-time deal. That is $1,200 to $2,000 back in your pocket every year for doing nothing except switching labels. The math is simple. Store brand milk, cheese, and yogurt cost about 3/4 of what you pay for the logo version. Canned soup, beans, and vegetables, same story. Frozen peas and carrots, cooking oil, ketchup, mustard, the discount holds steady across the board. The only thing that changes is the name on the package. The product inside is the same, made in the same factory by the same people. You are not downgrading, you are removing the logo tax. The store brand loophole is real, it is proven, and it starts with mapping these 5 categories. If you want to see the scam for what it is, check your next grocery receipt. The proof is sitting right there in black and white. You don't have to stop at the store brand. The next level is going straight to the source, wholesale and restaurant supply. Here is how the real pros do it. Take extra virgin olive oil. On a regular grocery shelf, the big name bottle sells for $28 per liter. The store brand might drop that to $9, but walk into a Costco business center and you will see the exact same grade, same acidity, same supplier code on a 5-liter jug for $4.39 a liter. That is not a discount, that is the mask slipping. The oil is identical, whether you are a chef with a clipboard or a family shopping for dinner. Professional kitchens buy by specification, not by logo. They ask for the chemical profile, not the brand. The same loophole holds for frozen vegetables, canned goods, even condiments. And it does not stop at food. Cosmetics, appliances, over-the-counter drugs, badge engineering is everywhere. The same factory, the same formula, a different label, and a different price. Once you know how to spot the real maker, the illusion of choice falls apart. The store brand Loophole is just the beginning. You can take back control, one receipt at a time. Right now, you are not just shopping, you are funding the illusion. Brand equity is the invisible tax built into every receipt. The logo tax is real, and the loophole is open. Once you see the system, you cannot unsee it. What will you do with that knowledge?